It was just as I had remembered. From the cracks in the sidewalk to the overgrown shrubbery trailing its extended grounds, I could almost relive the childhood years I'd spent walking this mile-long path. The weeks after my dad had accepted the job offer, I'd said my final goodbyes to neighbors, old friends, and past teachers. But it wasn't until now that I experienced the soul-splitting realization that I was leaving this life behind. Today was the last day. That morning, I hastily grabbed my keys and set out the door to a place I needed to visit one last time. I'd always considered it my little secret, a ridden-down trail that ran through a patch of lush forest. There, my friends and I met up every day and walked home in the late afternoon, as the familiar veil of dusk would fall gently across the sky. My friends knew I loved the path. I'd refused to walk any other route. But what they didn't know was that those battered grounds had also been a refuge, a solid ground whenever I felt stranded in uncertainty or sorrow. There, on that quiet summer morning, as I walked through its inviting, outstretched arms for the final time, I felt waves of bittersweet nostalgia rush over me. Everywhere I looked were fragments of my innocent past. The bench where I had confessed to my first crush, the heart we had drawn still faintly visible on the pavement. The opening in the trees where my elementary school friends and I took our final photo as we unknowingly said our final goodbyes. As I neared the path's end, I felt the light summer breeze against my face and glanced up at the orange-tinted sky. As the clouds drifted across the horizon, my mind drifted to the new life I'd have to live and the people I'd leave behind. As the years went by, I'd watch my childhood slowly fade before my eyes, thinking that my time was limitless. It had gone too fast. Soon, I could no longer control myself. My emotions consumed me, my eyes teared up, my mind went blank. I felt as though someone was squeezing my heart out of my chest. Then, as if on cue, my old friend bid me farewell. Up ahead, overlooking the distant sea, I noticed as the setting sun said its final goodbyes, as it retreated behind that beautiful, rosy purple sky, like waves retreating back into the deep blue sea. Gradually, my worries became lost in the entrancing beauty ahead of me. And yet, just as I'd regained my composure, the sun had quietly disappeared beyond the horizon. It's curious, isn't it? How life's most beautiful moments are only brief flashes in our reality. How sunsets are cherished because they are fleeting. I decided then that I would cherish every last moment on this memory lane, that I would make the most of my new life, wherever it may lead. A full moon shone bright behind the clouds as I headed home. I had walked this road for the last time in a lifetime. Looking up at the sky, bittersweet tears rolled down my face as I whispered my final goodbyes. Alas, as I held my tears, as we lifted off into the clouds, as we headed towards a new life, I smiled.